Hello and welcome to another episode of Gacha Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
Hello guys, we are here today to say objection, folks, because apparently a gacha game is getting sued.
Yes.
So
And it's not a simple one either.
it's crazy, guys. I wouldn't call this a breaking news because we're recording this like a few days after it came out, but still, it's news.
It's news.
The world of gacha. So, folks, to start off, let's see. To start off with today's episode, we'll just do a bit of a speed round again. Of course, for today, for the first time, we have a Nikkei Goddess of Victory speed round courtesy of Andrew.
Okay, go ahead.
So, first things, but before that, we'll get to Nikkei last. First, let's see. What's up with FGO? We got the summer rerun. For Yume Run.
Yeah, the summer camp rerun. So you can expect that after this rerun is over, we will be getting Lost Belt 6. So prepare all your quartz and everything for that.
It's long. It's really long.
Yeah, this also signifies that after Lost Belt 6, we will be getting the summer Kama summer.
Oh yes,
the
that's what I was worried about.
The Da Vinci Welfare Ruler, I think, is the one we'll get. So, yeah.
Woo!
Yes. So the FGO, that's about it. This even though it's a light version, it is still a mission event, so you're gonna have to clear all 100 missions if you want the crystallized lore and stuff. But still, it's not. It's on a shorter time basis, so we actually have a bit less time to do stuff. But yeah, we should be fine.
Right. Next up, let's see. Genshin's kind of quiet, although expect 3.7
they did
coming.
they did announce the other update, though there's nothing super big of note aside from some reruns.
And Charlotte.
Yeah, Charlotte.
And Kirara.
Mm-hmm.
But we talked about that in the previous episode, I think. Let's see. A friend of mine posted something on Arc Knights, so I can
yeah,
tell
of
them.
course, Arc Knights.
Vigil?
What do you mean Vigil?
2023 thank you celebration.
Yes. So
Vigil.
there's gonna be
Who's that?
yes, that's a banner.
Vigil's
so we're gonna
folder.
Vigil, that event is coming out. Like, it's a side event technically. He's
Il Siracusa.
Yes, that's the Tex Alter event.
Ah.
So we're gonna get two very, very powerful operators.
There she is.
We're gonna get
yeah.
Penance, and we're gonna get Texas the
Omertosa. What does that mean? Omertosa.
It's like I think it's a bloodline thing or something. I forgot what it is. I forgot. It's an Italian thing.
Omertosa.
But like, I'm very excited because they're gonna add the Italian dub of Texas.
Ooh.
She has an Italian dub, and I really love the Italian dub. It's like, that language just melts your ears.
No.
Yeah, like the language just melts your ears sometimes. So it's like, I really like it.
Yeah.
Penance is another juggernaut which we haven't gotten in a while. The
What's
last juggernaut is like Mudrock.
Oh.
Can't be healed by allies, has some kind of self-healing mechanic.
Oh.
Penance is like Mudrock in a way, in that she has a shield, and then instead of having it hit based, it's value based. So you have to really destroy the shield before you can actually deal damage to her health. And she does a good bit of damage too. So I love using myself some juggernauts. I love my Mud a lot. So I'm gonna
Mud.
yes, Mud.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna use Penance also, and definitely gonna roll for Texas de Omertosa or Tex Alter. Very excited. And I think this is also the update where they allow people to have the normal version and the altar in the same squad.
Wasn't that already a thing in in the global?
Not in global.
Was
they
it
haven't
not?
added that in global. They added it in CN, but they haven't added it yet in global. But we're gonna get that. If I remember correctly, what's his face? The other guy. Vigil, yes. Vigil is a tactician, 6-star Vanguard. So he's the 6-star tactician.
Mm-hmm.
So he's the guy who deploys like a wolf thing, and then he's ranged. You deploy him on a ranged tile, and he deploys like a wolf thingy. on the actual land tiles to block opponents, and he deals extra damage to blocked opponents by his wolf. So the tactician, I was never a big fan of tacticians, so I'm probably gonna pass on Vigil. I don't like using tacticians. They feel a bit tedious to use, and they take a lot of space also. But yeah, I'm very excited for this upcoming event. And another thing I'm very excited about for Arknights is that we're getting the Mizuki and Keirola Arbor integrated strategies. So we're getting IS2. So I'm very excited because this is the IS that I wanted to really play through, because like I finished almost everything in Phantom and Crimson Solitaire already for the IS. So like I have all the rewards, and I've done almost every ending except for speaker and the speaker of the troop and the troop head, I think. I haven't done those two yet. But I have done I've done the normal ending. I've done all I ask of you. I've also done the writer. So yeah, so I'm excited because this one is A-gear based. So we're gonna see the sea monsters and stuff like that as our opponents, and there's a lot more interesting stuff we can do. And of course, I think the super final boss is Isharmla. So we're gonna have to kill Skadi. But this, I remember that this IS is a theoretical future.
It's a possible, it's not canon.
It's not that it's not canon. It's just a theoretical possible future. So like
it's an alternate timeline.
This timeline is essentially, it's a simulation, kasi this entire IS is a simulation of what could happen, generated by I think by like some devices, I think.
Yeah.
In Rhodes Island. So essentially, if Skadi succumbs to Isharmla's influence, this is what happens.
Oh, I see.
So dependent on Skadi, but that's why we must protect our Orca.
Alright.
Yeah.
What's next?
That's it for Arknights. Very exciting stuff.
The Boulder Town Super League fight tournament in Honkai Star Rail.
The first actual
you
event.
thought this was gonna be like...
I thought it was gonna be next update, but apparently we did this update, and it seems like they still have some bugs that they haven't finished working out. Like maybe they were a bit excited to just here's our first event, and now they have this. They have a text problem.
Yeah, they have a text problem.
With objectives.
It just says complete the tournament.
Yeah.
It doesn't say in how many rounds, things like that.
Yeah. So like
I realized later on it was 8 turns.
It's 8. Yeah.
I will say though, man.
I'm sure people are reporting
this
already.
This is a tough event.
Well, it also depends on who you have.
Yeah, like the single target one took me forever to do less than 8 turns.
Do you have not single target?
No, they're not. Yeah, but he only did so much. Like, it took a while to reach 8 turns. I managed to pull it off eventually. But
I've reached 8 turns like twice because
my record is...
I didn't do it the first time with the featherweight and the welterweight.
Yeah,
I think
you just manualed it.
No, because I didn't have enough damage, so I just put Sila there, and then it was enough damage.
Yeah. Jingyuan helped me in the recent one, the follow-up attack
the AoE,
one.
the follow-up attack one. Yeah, that's...
It's basically like simulated universe with a... with a elation run.
Yeah, it is. Because every time you break, everyone gets their ults back. It's like, what kind of buff is that? That's crazy. Right? Everyone gets their ult
Plus
back.
I had Bronya on my team at the time, so...
You might as well have a
Bronya,
team of
Jingyuan,
non-effective people.
It'll still work.
So you can just ult and not break anyone, and you can break somebody when you want all your ults back. It's kind of insane.
Yeah, but this is... I can see why people say build everyone. It's
Yeah, because that's why me, I have the problem of not having done my relics yet, because I've been upgrading so many people and their traces that I haven't been able to actually get proper upgraded.
I'm saving relics for Equilibrium 5 or 6 already.
Yeah, I'm about to
when
hit
it's
5.
When it's possible to reach level 80, because at that point you have nothing left to farm for the specific characters.
Yeah, I'm tempted to when I finish Clara, because I'm doing Clara right now. Because I finished a lot of my characters already. I did Sushang.
Yeah.
I did Serval. I did Welt. I did Bronya. I did Sila. I did my protagonist. I did a bit of March also. I did a lot of
Tingyun?
characters. I haven't done Tingyun because
should.
like I know I should, but I have Bronya and I don't need her exactly right now. So I'm gonna maybe wait on that a bit.
Oh, you're gonna wait on it.
Yeah, like I'll work on her later maybe because like I don't want the hassle right now of doing it. But right now I think I'm just gonna like when I finish Clara, I'm gonna get relic sets for everyone. So
Oh, so
I'm not
now
gonna be
you're gonna-
stingy with it. I'm just gonna be
Yeah, not yet.
get me a good main stat, work with that, and then we're gonna keep doing that.
Because like I think the planar ornament gives you that room also.
Like we get ornaments like every.
Yeah, but for me it's weird. Like now I have to find an effect hit rate piece for Jeopard.
Why?
Bellobog defenders. You know the planar ornament that's also Bellobog of the Architects.
Yeah.
Increase the wearer's defense by 15%. When the wearer's effect hit rate is 50% or higher, the
Oh.
wearer gains an extra 15%.
It's a waste.
No, I still do that.
I don't
'cause, like,
think you
I don't
should. No,
find that-
because like effect hit rate on Jeopard, like, what you're trying to freeze people with his single target skill. I don't think it's as valuable
I mean,
as you think.
I'm doing it for that. Because, like, it's actually come in handy a few
and
times.
that's increasing effect hit rate, not the defense.
No, it will. No, by increasing the effect hit rate, the defense gains extra defense. Plus, I'll make every stat. Like, it's right there. It's in writing. Like, I'll just do it that way. It seems to work. Of course, I'm going all in on Jingyan, but I didn't, like, it's tough mid-game in Star Rail.
Yeah.
We're
There's
getting
so
there.
many decisions you have to pick, and like I just know that like when all the because everybody like more or less everyone is gonna hit 50 today. I have a feeling like a lot of
I
people are
am.
hitting 50. Like I'm about to hit 50 also
Me too.
today, so it's a really tense time. So everyone's gonna like either you're gonna be able to get through the equilibrium
Yeah.
and start the next stuff, or you're going to not be able to do the equilibrium because you haven't upgraded stuff enough. So it's gonna be really interesting.
Alright, before we move on to Nikkei, did you know Blue Protocol's almost out?
Yeah, I know. I'm very excited.
Are you going to play it?
Yes, of course.
On what?
It's free on my computer.
So you're gonna play Xenoblade, Pokemon, and Blue Protocol.
Well, Blue Protocol is like
It's like Genshin.
it's like Genshin in a sense. It's an open world game, so it's not exactly like super pressuring on like you have to play this and that all the time. But
It looks cool, but like not much
I'm very
available.
excited for it because it looks like a really fun game. Allows you to do so many different things.
Yeah.
So,
But anyway, now let's get on to the specially provided Nikkei Goddess of Victory speedrun, courtesy of Andrew.
I'll leave it to you.
Nothing on the story because he never reads the stories.
Oh, really?
Yeah, of any of the gacha games. Star Rail being the exception because I kind of urged him to, but also,
Wait, so he doesn't read the stories?
yeah. Like you with Arknight.
No, I just don't play the story. I read it though.
Yeah,
when
he
I
doesn't
do
read the
play
story.
it, like he just doesn't read it.
No,
Really?
yeah. Star Rail is the exception. Because the writing of Star Rail is that good, apparently.
Really? Okay.
I mean, it is good.
it's very good, yes, but like
Alright, so the new event, Bunny X 777. It's a bunny event, standard Nikkei event, clear stages, farm mats, exchange for rewards, comes with the usual 7-day login. Co-op mode, Nihilister. Fire elements will recommend water DPS. I assume some sort of co-op raid thing. For the gacha, you get Blanc, who is a white bunny girl with a burst 2 AR and a tank. Noir, who is a black bunny girl. They are probably sisters. There's a costume gacha. I didn't know Nikkei had a costume gacha. Noir will be standard after the banner ends. She's a shotgun DPS with Tetra, so he doesn't know what she does yet. Costume gacha. Rupee got a new costume, and this is the only way to get it. Kinda cash grab because you can only get the skin from the 5th pull, but only the first pull is free. Rates are also so low that you can get it on average 9th or 10th. Everything else, a bunch of optimizations, bug fixes, and quality of life stuff. The devs never miss with these. Seems like Nikkei has a good
They have a
reputation.
good, yeah, they have a good
reputation.
reputation when it comes to like, you know, dev adjustments, bug fixes.
Yeah, balance changes. SMGs are eating good this update. Miranda, Solene, Crow, and Epinel now attack faster.
Now, honestly, I'm surprised that they actually have balance changes. That's the interesting thing for me.
Miranda skill 1 attack speed buff increased. Solene skill 2 crit rate and crit damage buff increase. Okay. Brid skill 1 attack speed buff increased. Skill 2 damage increased. Burst damage, both base and bonus damage multipliers increased. Christmas Rupee, you can now burst faster after bursting with her. Alright. Seems interesting. Sorry I glossed over a lot of it, but again,
Yeah,
it's a speed round.
I can't believe how complicated it actually is.
That's Nikkei for you.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So with that speed run out of the way, let's move on to the main topics for today. There is one thing I want to discuss a little bit before we get into the whole legal issue.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat 1.
Yeah, that's...
Interesting choice there. They didn't go with Mortal Kombat 12.
No, because like I guess it's like we're restarting timeline, right? So I guess
This is the
go
third.
back to
I believe
one.
this is the third reboot they've done.
Yeah, because apparently they
Because
can't
Mortal
do
Kombat,
it right.
Mortal Kombat 9. Well, no. Okay, if I recall, Mortal Kombat 9 ends in a new timeline, but it carries over to Mortal Kombat 10, where Liu Kang, Kitana were Revenants. You remember the Revenant versions? Revenant
Yeah.
Sub-Zero, Revenant Scorpion, you know that whole thing. Wait, was Scorpion a Revenant?
No, Scorpion doesn't count because he's already like dead and stuff, right?
Alright, so yeah, the Revenant like Jax Briggs and stuff. Like that was a new timeline, the MK10 and MK11, which I believe after MK11 they changed the timeline again when Liu Kang, spoilers, became a god.
Yeah, became a god and reset everything.
With the aid of the young Raiden and great Kung Lao. So I think he's the original Kung Lao and the younger Raiden.
The younger Raiden and the cool, Kung Lao. The older Kung Lao, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
First Kung Lao. Hatman,
yes. So what I wanted to mention was, well, apart from the fact that the fatalities look really cool now.
Really?
I mean, they do. They look more realistic, which is weird in a Mortal Kombat to say in a Mortal Kombat game. I just mean with the graphics.
Oh, okay.
But according to a retail listing from Amazon Italy, there are three DLC fighters for Mortal Kombat 1 so far, and they're very interesting picks.
Cool.
Peacemaker.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, okay, you know how violent Suicide Squad was.
Yeah, Suicide Squad is really...
Homelander.
Yeah, okay. Why Homeland? They really
I mean,
just...
you know how violent The Boys is, right?
Yeah, but they're picking like... Really? You're picking all the... What you call it? The TV show guys and stuff? Interesting.
I haven't even got the last one.
Who's the last one?
Omni-Man.
Okay, you can't... It's like asking... That's like sending
That's like
Superman.
two separate...
Like...
Yeah, there's two Supermen. Homelander and Omni-Man.
Yeah, but like...
Wow.
But like,
I mean, okay, they're very violent.
That's weird, but then like, because the way they portrayed Omni-Man is like he's literally invincible. Unless there's another like.
That's the name of the show.
Yeah, and like.
I don't think Viltrumites have a weakness. I'm not aware.
No, the only other people who can kill Viltrumites are other Viltrumites, right?
I think.
It's like, have you ever seen him actually hurt aside from being boxed by his own son?
Well, when the immortal guy like fought him a bit, maybe then.
Still,
or those like that time he went to the alien planet, like this planet, like the Earth is not yours to conquer. You remember that?
Yeah, but
maybe there, but
but yeah, still.
Yeah, what do you think of those three for choices?
That's some weird. That's kind of weird, but I would respect it, I guess. But I don't know. Mortal Kombat was never.
I mean, they've had Kratos and Spawn in this game.
Yeah.
The Predator, Batman. Did they have Batman? No, Batman. No, Raiden showed up in Injustice. Never mind.
Yes, but.
Oh my god! If they do Injustice 3, that's crazy already. Can you imagine if they tried though? Injustice 3.
No, there's
Superman
nothing
gets
left to
out
talk
again.
about. We literally already discussed the Brainiac incident. The only thing left is Darkseid.
No,
And
but Darkseid showed up already.
Darkseid showed up already. Yeah.
He was in the game like twice. I mean, like, okay, we've got. Okay, when has the? Is it only now that the Mortal Kombat DLCs jumped the shark? Because we've had the Terminator, we've had Kratos,
Yeah.
the Predator. Okay, Kratos, sure,
Yeah, maybe.
because you know he's a god too.
I guess he helps killing shit.
Jason
off, I guess.
Voorhees.
I mean, it's a horror. I like the horror addition,
Jason Voorhees.
like Jason and Freddy. But
Yeah.
I like the horror additions because that's kind of the aesthetic they were going
Yeah.
for in the first place.
Yeah. The Joker.
I mean, joke.
I
Yeah,
remember
it's
the
just
Joker was in-
crossover with
yeah.
Injustice, right?
Spawn.
Eh,
The Terminator.
eh.
With Skynet has the
Skynet.
Jinsei.
Skynet,
RoboCop was here too. John Rambo.
Rambo, yeah.
The Xenomorph.
Alien and Predator. I like those additions because they also still had that horror aesthetic.
Yeah, the
'Cause
Predator especially.
Alien
yeah.
versus Predator was like a really horror movie.
Kinda,
Kind
yeah.
of. It was that kind of horror-ish.
But now you got, I mean, it's crazy. Now you have Homelander,
Homelander.
Peacemaker, Omni-Man. These are all subject to change, by the way, but they're very violent characters, I can say that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm reading an article by Polygon.com, by the way. So Mortal Kombat 1's roster will include Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Kung Lao, Kitana, Melina, and Johnny Cage.
That's
Played
it.
by Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Johnny Cage.
You know Jean-Claude Van Damme?
Van Damme. He's Johnny Cage?
Well, there's a Johnny Cage skin that looks like Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Okay. Sure.
Because he loves Mortal Kombat. Amazon's listing also mentions 5 currently unannounced cameo fighters. Chameleon? I know Reptile, I don't know who Chameleon
I
is.
don't know who Chameleon is either.
Farah? You know Farah?
Ah, from Ferrator. Yeah.
What happened
Wait.
to Thor?
No, kasi her race is like
Tiny?
she's tiny and then they ride a Thor, like a big guy.
Now it's just
And then-
Farah.
Yeah, so she grew up and became like Thor.
So who's the...
Because at the end of the Ferrator story in Mortal Kombat 10, Thor died.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah, because like her race, they grow up and they become the big guys
They
for the
become
smaller
Thors.
ones. They become Thors. So if it's just Farah now, she's just
Farah.
Farah.
Giant
She's the big
Farah.
giant Farah.
Mavado?
You know who that is?
Tremor.
Ooh, Tremor,
the
the
Earth
rock
guy,
guy.
right?
I like the rock guy. He's cool.
Yeah, his fatalities were cool, like the
The
rocks
and stuff. I like them. I like Tremor.
My question is, where's Ermac? Ermac had like the goriest.
Ermac is always in every game. I don't know why. He's
See,
in every Mortal Kombat.
I don't think he
game.
was in 11 actually.
He wasn't in 11.
I don't think so. Like a lot of the mainstay, like let's see what. Oh, but Takida's back. Quan Chi's there.
Quan Chi, yeah, Takeda.
What about Kenshi, man? Like they did him dirty in
Kenshi.
11. They just said he died.
He just
somewhere.
said he died. He was a god. Like what?
In some
He turned
timelines, he
in
was a god.
Yeah, he
right?
turned
Like,
into a god.
yeah, he just died apparently
Yeah.
somewhere. Like, but yeah, that's Mortal Kombat 11. Oh, sorry, Mortal Kombat 1. Crazy, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this is where they're going with it. We'll see.
Yeah. In other news, oh right, for Black Clover mobile fans, they're finally gonna release the global pre-registration soon. I don't know when, but they said soon. So, it's coming. Black Clover Rise of the Wizard King on mobile. It's crazy, isn't it? We're
Mhm.
finally getting it. Let's see how well it looks good, but we'll see. A lot of people said the beta
I'm
was
more
fun.
concerned on how it will last
Yeah.
or how long it will last.
You never know. You never know. Ooh, one last thing. Have you heard of the PlayStation wearable entertainment technology?
What?
The new thing for Sony. The PlayStation wearable entertainment technology. The PWET.
Okay, the poet.
This is real. This is not a this is real. Like, the PlayStation wearable entertainment technology, the PUET.
Yeah.
PlayStation Flow.
So it's like
It's just the name. Like, that's the only thing. The PUET.
So is that like VR something?
Oh, hold up. Some PC. Okay, I just saw an article for news. Honkai Star Rail 1.1 makes Ascension materials easier to get.
Yes.
What?
Yes, they did.
1.1 will make leveling up your characters faster thanks to Ascension materials tracking. What's that?
So it's not that it's easier to get, it's just that now you know where to get them easier. So
Just press the.
monster materials. We have a tracker. You know how Genshin has a tracker of where the monsters are. Like, show me that. Show
It's
me
li-
this.
Really?
We
Is it
have
that
one of
hard?
those.
Like, I go to the area it says and kill everything that moves.
Exactly. We didn't really need that, but you know.
Sure.
I hope they do it in a way that like it doesn't stop. Because like Genshin does it in a way where it says, "Oh, no more of this enemy in the world," when there are clearly more of these enemies in the world.
I think Star Rail kind of does that too.
They don't even have that system.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see what they do now. Let's see what else. Did you know about these things for 1.1?
Yes, I saw the interview.
Including a chat system?
I saw the interview.
There was an interview?
Yes, they had a dev diary-ish type thing. that
Oh,
they
I almost
released.
forgot. Okay. We'll get to that too. Let's see. Okay, so they got sources and maps. Alright, that's interesting. If you're using Sila, there's some excellent bonus news.
Huh?
The crew is okay. I'm reading from PCGamesN.com.
What about Sila?
If you're using Sila, there's some excellent bonus news, although it won't be arriving with patch 1.1 either. Many players have turned to her as she
This
proves...
is the ult thingy where the ult is really like flashy that it hurts people's eyes. Like, there's so it's not really like
Just turn down the brightness of your device.
yeah,
Unless it's on
but
a
like
TV,
the
then that's a
effects,
little bit-
the effects itself of the.
Oh, okay,
things.
yeah, like it might cause like epileptic seizures.
It's not, well, I mean, not that, but more of like.
I mean, I've
there's
seen
so
it.
many
It's kinda
things
like-
going on. There's, so
I mean,
people are like,
yeah,
I don't want.
I think that's a legitimate concern though. Like epileptic seizures and stuff. Okay, and lastly, before we get to that news, Blue Archive is releasing Volume 2 of Chapter 2, which is the Video Games Development Club of Trinity School. Looks like we're gonna see something else because the Maid Club is gonna work with you guys this time. So we're gonna see more Maid Thorns. Maid Thorns.
No.
I mean Karen. And we'll get new characters. And apparently after this is the release of the supposed final chapter. I should have mentioned this in the previous time we covered Blue Archive, but apparently that chapter is the final chapter, quote unquote. But apparently it's not the ending chapter. There's still more to be done. It's just scary because they said final chapter. Because Blue Archive is doing well, so nobody expected it to like die so soon, and it didn't. That's good.
It die soon. It's not dying anytime soon.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, the news is basically confirming it. So like Omni-Man, Peacemaker, and Homelander will be playable.
It's so weird. It feels so weird. Why are they playable? Huh?
Why are they playable, you know?
Like of all the people to choose, they chose them. Like, okay, sure.
Yep. Alright, and with that, we finally move on to the big news that dropped a couple of days ago. So, Uma Musume is getting sued.
Yeah.
Oh my god. If you're just hearing this news for the first time, allow me to explain. We're talking about this also because not only are we, talking about gacha games, but Ryan kind of studies this thing, so...
I studied it last semester.
So it's interesting. So, I'm reading from gamerbraves.com, the article titled Konami files lawsuit against Cygames for patent infringement on Uma Musume Pretty Derby.
Yeah.
So, Konami has filed a lawsuit against Cygames for patent infringement regarding the game Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Cygames' parent company, Cyber Agent, had released a statement in regards to the lawsuit from the company's investor relations page, detailing the nature of the claim. Okay, before I continue, how did this become public news? If it's just
Lawsuits are public.
no, but like they release a statement for the company's investor relations, like
I mean, yeah.
it should be for them, not
no, but then
I don't know.
like
Is Cygames
it's
a publicly
technically
traded company
you're supposed to release it publicly.
that we're being sued?
That like we're being sued and we want to show you what's going on. We don't want to leave people in the dark. It's a show of goodwill to your investors and stuff that we're not like hiding anything. We're showing you everything that goes on.
Which reminds me also, side tangent. Do you want to talk about the Overwatch thing now or after this?
It's really small. Like this is why like the Overwatch thing is like exactly why I've like Blizzard is just horrible now. Did you know they shut down the World of Warcraft server in China?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
The Chinese World of Warcraft server shut down.
Okay, I don't want to get too political, but does it have anything to do with the whole free Hong Kong thing?
No.
For that?
No.
Okay,
It's
because
not
you know
related.
there are people, you know. Okay. So
Are you good?
Blizzard or EA?
No, it's like Blizzard is shut down the freaking
Warcraft server.
CN server, and there was a whole court case about it. Like because there's this one famous Chinese dude who sues large companies
For what?
and brings them to court
Really?
for different reasons. His latest lawsuit sued Blizzard
For the unjust shutdown?
I don't know what the reasons were, but normally like the lawsuits always get put to the side because like it's nothing. It's not like they have proper evidence for anything. But the only times these lawsuits actually get actual pushing power and attention is when like the public starts to ride on it, and the Chinese World of Warcraft community is riding on it. I think.
I'm sure it's a big
the
community
sense-
even there.
Yes,
isn't
of course. But like essentially, it's becoming a bigger case, I think. But I'm not exactly sure what else that's about.
it? So apparently Overwatch 2 scrapped the PvE system.
Yeah. So the entire advertising of Overwatch 2, when they first announced it like 3 years ago, was like, oh,
Isn't it out already?
yes, it is. Their whole advertising was like, oh, we're gonna have a PvE system, a progression system, a skill tree, and blah blah blah
a
blah
story,
blah.
apparently.
An actual story. And what did we do? We did not do any of it. And essentially, what they said, oh, we're updating you on our PvE system. Essentially, they just said we're scrapping everything we promised you before, and we're doing something that is completely horrible in replacement of it.
Which is
They basically scrapping everything that was good and keeping everything that nobody asked for.
Oh.
So essentially, Overwatch 2 was supposed to be a glorified revamp of Overwatch 1, but this time it just didn't work either. So Blizzard, being the horrible company that they are right now, isn't doing anything right. Like none of their titles have actually like gained good attention. Everything has just gained negative attention so far. Like,
Can I throw another tangent quickly? Just very
because
quickly.
if you're gonna throw another tangent, we're gonna leave the topic because I'm not gonna go back to it.
All right. I just found something like right now.
What else?
No, it's just a trending. Kiana from Honkai Impact is trending because Andrew Tate posted a picture with her.
Yeah,
I didn't even know he was into that. Okay, moving back.
yeah, that's it. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Blizzard is a
That's
bad
weird.
company already. There's no point into supporting them at this point. Like, if you ask me, their most successful title is the only one they haven't touched. Their StarCraft. It's because they haven't touched it is why it's successful. And if you're like if you're talking about success in the extent that how much it has publicity or anything like that, then technically Hearthstone is better, because at least Hearthstone has positive publicity in some extent.
But then what about, okay, how badly is this gonna affect Diablo 4?
I mean, Diablo 4 already,
Is it doomed already?
nobody's exactly waiting for it anyway in the first place for Diablo 4. Like, we kind of stopped wanting to see what would happen, because nobody really cares that much anymore. When they released Diablo Eternal, it was like, oh cool, Diablo Eternal.
And it's kind of like gone
what's
again,
it called?
isn't it?
Is it Diablo Eternal?
Diablo Immortal.
Immortal, not Eternal, sorry, but yeah.
Is it like still there?
It's there.
Kinda gone,
it's just that like nobody really cares about it that much anymore. I mean, there are people who still play it. I'm pretty sure. There's
Really?
a lot of. I'm pretty sure it has like its own community and stuff. Of we still play Diablo Immortal. Yeah, it's cool. But like, it's not exactly the Diablo Immortal. Yeah.
None of that anymore, huh?
No, not really. It's people forget it's there. I forgot it was there for a good bit, actually. So yeah, essentially that's what happened. It's just a bit unfortunate.
Yes. But yeah, so that was Blizzard's thing. But going back to this whole Uma Musume story, it's a good thing you mentioned lawsuits.
Yeah,
Kinda
so
bring it
I
together.
think they're doing a big lawsuit, right, for the
Yes.
Uma Musume.
Let's see. Cygames okay, the report states that the claim of 4 billion yen, which is $29 million,
Yeah, they're
was
suing.
issued for the damages due to patent infringement by the game Uma Musume. Konami requests for an injunction against the production, usage, and provision through telecommunication lines of said games.
They're essentially saying you should stop. Yeah, no, we don't want you using our title. We don't want you using our stuff. Is it actually their stuff? That's left to the court to decide.
Yeah, because when you say an injunction against the production, usage, and provision,
yes,
is it stop using our stuff?
It's more of stop using our stuff.
Or is
yeah.
it let us in on it?
No, it's
or
more.
else?
I think it's more of stop using our stuff. So like it's gonna depend really on, can we actually get something done? Like can we get to an agreement where they'll allow us to use their stuff, or is it like a type of thing where their stuff is not for us to use and we have a problem? Either that, or it's something like they don't actually have the evidence to hold it against you that you're using the stuff. So it depends. So it really depends on the case that they file against it. So we're gonna need to refer to like what the Japanese courts say about the whole situation, and whether or not it's registered internationally, or it's like registered by the courts to be properly patented or something.
Man, these guys just can't catch a break, can they?
Cygames?
First they deal with the whole Princess Connect thing
course,
with
yeah.
Crunchyroll, and not to mention the Street Fighter fiasco.
Oh yeah, of course.
And now they have to deal with this by Konami, which
I mean, this is a sad part for Cygames, because like Uma Musume is their biggest moneymaker.
I think it's still the biggest moneymaker.
It is the biggest gacha moneymaker
in all of the world.
All of the world is the biggest one. It is the most chunky one.
Yeah.
So
although
for
again, I'm still curious to see what happens when they add Star Rail into that chart.
Because Star Rail hasn't been out long enough to merit a full analysis, but
surely
like,
it's earned a lot already.
Its first 4 days actually.
And it outsold. It's essentially outsold Genshin.
Well, yeah,
Not entirely, but
it
like,
outsold a lot of things, because like it was really, really, really sold a lot of money.
Yeah.
When it was when it was first released, the
Yeah.
first three like days, like wow.
It'll be a real
that's lot of
challenge
cost.
too, because FGO is about to hit Lost Belt 6.
Yes, so
And that's
Lost Belt 6 is gonna drag in a lot of money for the NA server. That's for sure. More than people know, actually. I think people are underestimating how much money will
The thing
actually...
is with FGO is that it spikes in terms of profits.
Yes,
And
they
then
do
it kind of
spike.
dies a bit. And it spikes again, and then it dies. It depends how well loved the servant is
Yes, and well, with Morgan, definitely gonna
Oh
be
my
very,
God,
very
yeah.
well loved.
Not to mention Koyanskaya, Oberon,
Koyan,
Melusine.
Melusine. Yeah, all of these servants during Lost Belt 6 are going to be extremely pivotal in the meta and in just general want for servants, because like it's Morgan. Like, how would you not like that? Like, her story was written in such an amazing way that like there's just no reason, what you call it, no reason not to like her as a character. Like, it was beautifully written by Nasu, probably one of his best
work.
best work, like for a Lost Belt. Like, wow, like amazing, that was fantastic. How did you do that? How did you think of that? And like the twists and turns that he put through all of the stuff was amazing also. It's like, how did this happen? How do you think of this stuff? Like, that's why we consider him one of the craziest writers.
One of the best ones.
One of the best, always.
But let's move on. So, Cygames has also released an official statement on their website stating that the company has held discussions of good faith with Konami Digital Entertainment regarding the claims. Konami did not accept the views of Cygames and the lawsuit was filed.
Yeah, so essentially they're saying, no, we don't believe your actions were in good faith. And what you call it?
What actions?
Like your usage of our patented, stuff. So like, I don't know if they're acknowledging, oh, it was patented and we used it, but good faith.
We don't even know what the patent is. Like, what is it in the game that they're talking about?
Well, yes, they were a bit unclear which, because
Are they
when
allowed
they
to
patent
divulge?
things, the patented material is usually grouped in a lot of ways. There's a lot of, like, for a single system, there could be like 17 patents for that just one system.
Okay.
Right?
Like,
there's a lot of patents.
I think I remember a similar controversy. But do you remember that whole thing with Shadow of Mordor? The Nemesis system being patented?
It wasn't exactly a what you call it?
It's not the same situation, I know, but like they kind of, but like Warner Bros got flack for that, right?
They did get flack for it.
Because what is it like? Basically, no other game studio can use the Nemesis system
like anything like it
until the patent expires. Right?
Until the patent expires, yes.
But I thought patents were forever.
They're not forever. Patents usually have a yes. Well, no, you can't actually renew a patent, I think.
Really?
Oh wait, no, you can renew a patent, I think. Yeah. So based on what I remember, patents have like a period of 50 years, I think.
50 years?
50 or like 50, was it 50 years or is that, no, that's copyright, sorry. I think patents have like 20 to 30 years of defense.
A child could go through their entire
and then it would
school
still
life
be patented.
and it would still be patented.
So I think it is renewable to some extent, but if I remember my lessons correctly in IP law, but in the Philippines at least, like patents are renewable if I remember correctly. But aside from that, it's like also a question of, because in the Philippines at least, good faith is not a defense for patent infringement. Like, you can't say, oh, I didn't mean to infringe on your patent. I had no malicious intent. In the Philippines at least, it's we have our provisions in the law state that it's not a defense for infringement, because infringement is infringement regardless of whether you wanted to infringe or you knew about the patent or not. You're still committing that crime. So it really depends here on how the Japanese law works for that kind of situation, and whether or not the patent is considered something to be protected, or if it isn't something to be protected, then Cygames is in the green here. But if it is something to be protected and there was no proper authorization or anything from Konami, and that there's proof that the thing they patented beforehand is counted as a
What do you mean by that? By protected? What's being protected?
The patent itself, the system that they're saying, we patented it and it's something that no one else can use. We can prevent you from using it, and using it without our permission will be a crime. It's infringement technically.
Okay, I'm trying to be the voice for the less knowledgeable people.
So
so my understanding is a patent is essentially a piece of paper that says that I created this thing, and as long as I have this piece of paper that
It's not
authorizes
always
that this is
because
mine.
it's not always like a piece of paper.
Well, but
because-
you know, like
but like this statement,
This
this certificate, if
you will, yeah,
if we would, like this certificate states that like only I can use this and
because I made it.
because I made it and it's my thing. Like no, I can prevent people from using it and only I can use it, or you can't copy it, and like that. That essentially that's what it means. That's what it does. But aside from that, it's like it also depends, because
Yeah.
we have a situation here where we don't know all the information. So like
Yeah,
I don't
so-
want to say that Konami is in the right here, or Cygames is in
if
the right
if they
here.
were to divulge what exactly is being infringed,
Yeah,
that
like
would probably make
not
things
that
clear.
still won't make things clear actually, because even if they did divulge what what was infringing about all the stuff, it would still depend on like, if that is what's being infringed upon,
How can you prove
then
that this
like
is the same thing?
how do they either prove that it is being infringed upon because the patent is still valid, or it is not being infringed upon because the patent is not valid anymore, or how is it like, or how can Cygames find ways to like, it's not against the law, we're not doing infringement. So it really depends. But
The other thing that's odd
it's
is
a
the
very
timing of
complicated-
this.
what do you mean?
Why is it only now that Konami decided to take action? Oh well, no, they took action since March.
They took action since March, but I'm not
Uma
sure.
Musume has been out for 2 years.
It's been out for 2 years, yes. So it's very interesting to see that like, they're only thinking about it now, which is very like,
So this
we're only
that
targeting
tells
it
me
now.
that tells me either Konami is very out of touch, that they weren't even aware about this.
Maybe not. They're not necessarily out of touch. Maybe it's more of either they didn't know, which is highly unlikely.
It's very
Unlikely that they
it's
did
the
not
highest
know.
grossing video game I think in Japan,
B, they want a piece of the pie.
which
So,
what
like,
I think is going on.
It
here,
actually makes a bit of sense that like they're arguing it now to get a piece of the pie of the profits and stuff, like that should have been ours and stuff. Or like another case is that like,
Is it because the profit charts now
It
that
could
they're
have-
posting
yeah,
on Reddit,
because, like,
it's making it more
make it
known that
more-
this game is doing this
yes,
much.
like this is a fantastic game. It's earning so much money now.
'Cause you would think like they have analysts for this sort of thing, right? But no, like some guy on Reddit is the one doing this.
Yeah, it's it's a very interesting situation, and there's like, it's not enough for us to analyze because we don't have enough information. Like if we had more information like regarding what are the patents being argued for, then we could actually check online.
Yeah.
Because the patents you can get a lot of the patents internationally checked,
Really?
maybe not necessarily, but like you get what I mean. It's like you can have them viewed. Most patents because can be viewed internationally. You can on like the international intellectual property stuff. So
Okay.
it's a very interesting situation.
So it says Konami Digital Entertainment had not publicly gone into detail as to which parts of Uma Musume Pretty Derby were infringing on their patent. However, Cygames had rejected any claims of the infringement and will be clarifying the validity of their position during the proceedings in the lawsuit.
yeah, so they have to.
So this is going to court.
Yes, it is going to court. It has to go to court because like this kind of situation is, you can't just solve it with like, we'll settle it outside, because this is patent infringement. This is a much more serious case because now we're saying that you're actually committing a crime in offense of what we doing. It's like a genuine crime. Patent infringement is an actual considered crime. So
Oh, yeah, I'm sure
it's a very
it
dangerous thing. So it really depends.
I wonder, like, what could this mean? Because okay, they already assured people that the game itself isn't like, we're not gonna shut the game down. They said
Yeah,
But-
they're gonna fight for the rights.
as long as the
So-
court case goes on, are they still allowed to operate?
Yes. It's they didn't have like a cease and desist of operations. They said injunction. So like,
Is that not the same thing?
I don't know if that's the same thing.
Because I thought like that's what they want. right? To stop the operation.
Yeah, but like I don't know if because like I don't know if that's what they want because like we can't say that we want them to die or we want the game to die or we want to stop operations completely because that's not exactly what they said. So it's a possibility that they're just saying we want you to pay damages to us.
$29 million
In terms of damages, yes, that's.
Why would it
big.
cost that much?
Because like the duration of usage, there's probably figures for it, and either way, the courts will rectify the amount that has to be paid in damages. So the courts are the ones that determine whether or not it's a feasible amount. So that number is probably subject to change because that's just the number proposed by Konami to pay, and we don't even know if it's patented, how it has been patented by Konami, because has any of their games actually have that kind of system?
I don't know. Like I'm looking on Reddit, like right
it's a
now,
bit we don't know because like
what's this? Okay, so I'm looking on Reddit for like other stuff here, and apparently this is the patent.
No, that's probably not the patent. It's probably like what they think is the patent.
Yeah.
We don't have enough information to say whether or not this is the patent that they're complaining about because we genuinely don't know.
We genuinely don't know, yeah, like what could be. Because, alright, so, let's see. Uma Musume is considered one of the top grossing gacha games by Cygames despite not having an international release with a lifetime revenue of over $1.3 billion.
Yeah.
That's how big it is, guys. And that's only in Japan. When this game goes global, it's probably gonna earn thrice that
We don't know
amount.
if it'll earn thrice the amount because...
Well, okay, the Japanese audience is very different from like the international audience.
Yes, so things could change very much. So it really depends. How this will turn out, I don't know. Because we'll have to wait and see.
Yes, what the heck? You know, like, okay, so there is a page from Cyber Agent which was translated already. Notice of lawsuit filed against subsidiary. Cyber Agent Inc. announces that a lawsuit has been filed against its subsidiary Cygames Inc. as stated below. So, Court, Tokyo District Court, date on which the lawsuit was filed March 31. Date on which the complaint was delivered May 10. Does it really take that long?
Yes, it does. Courts have a lot of cases that go on, especially that they're doing
2
the
months
regional
long?
court. Because they're doing the regional court, so it's even gonna take even longer because there's a lot of...
So I'm sure the Tokyo District
gonna
Court
be-
has like actual crimes to...
Yes, exactly. So there's a lot of other, technical stuff that they have to deal with.
Wow.
You know, so we can't say that, it's gonna... Because this kind of case, I believe, is going to get... If
Do you think it's gonna last long?
it might last long because, like... these are two big companies and both
Yeah.
of them are arguing on this single topic. So it's gonna depend also on how we deal with this stuff. And like if one of them loses during the regional court case, we might there's a possibility they'll appeal it and then it will be brought up to the Supreme Court of Japan. Because like
And it becomes a national case.
Because it's gonna be because it can become like Konami versus Cygames.
Cygames, Cyber Agent.
And Cyber Agent, and then like they appeal it. So like whichever one of them lose appeals, then they go to the Court of Appeals. So then the Court of Appeals will really either reaffirm the decision of the regional court or deny the decision of the regional court and reverse it. And then whatever happens there, if they still appeal it, it could still go up to the Supreme Court, and then they will have the final decision on what is the actual interpretation that is correct.
Wow.
So this case could span from a duration of 3 to 4 months,
Yeah.
or like half a year, maybe around 6 months, just to finish of the
regional
regional court, like to like the next 4 or 5 years before it
Oh my
actually
God.
gets resolved. So like Cygames doesn't really need to worry too much about like shutting down the game. They don't need to.
So I mean, they did say they were gonna shut down the game, so I don't think I don't think Konami has like the right to force them to, or the court doesn't have the right to force them to.
They can't
right?
really shut down the game, because that's not what they're asking for.
You can't just like you can't arrest the guy that you're suing just because the guy can't be arrested. If you're suing a guy, and you're asking for the guy to be arrested, you can't just arrest the guy. Because that would defeat the purpose of like the, law stuff. Anyway. So the nature of the claim for damages due to patent infringement, request for an injunction against production, usage, and provision through telecommunication lines. The amount of money claimed for damages and others and its subject matter, 4 billion yen. And the amount of the relevant delay charges. What's that?
So, like, delay charges are like how long it took, or like
To get the whole case resolved?
yeah, or before they actually responded to the allegations.
2 months worth?
Yeah, very long.
Very long, yeah. Cygames has been in discussions with Konami Digital Entertainment. Apparently, this is not the games division, or it is.
It's more likely the legal division, right?
For certain parts of the game system and program of Uma Musume Pretty Derby operated by Cygames. However, Cygames' opinion was not accepted by Konami, which resulted in the lawsuit being filed.
Yeah, they didn't accept what Cygames was saying about why they did what they did, or why they have a certain situation.
Yeah. Like even they cannot say what's gonna happen. They don't know.
It's very hard to say what exactly is gonna.
If anything at all of will come about from this, like, all right, I'm just curious. What are the like? I don't know, worst case scenarios, or like like what realistically what could happen? Like if Cygames wins, if Konami wins.
Like if Konami wins, then Cygames has to pay a lot.
Pay a lot
of
and
money.
keep the game going, or pay a lot and shut the game down?
I don't know. It depends on what their decision is. Like you pay a lot and we have to give you a licensing agreement if you want to keep the game going. And essentially they'll have leverage against them.
Oh.
If Cygames wins, then nothing happens.
The game keeps going.
Game keeps going. Konami can't do anything.
Okay. So a lot of people think that the patent in question is a patent that was expired in 2020.
Yes. So while you can say, "Oh, we think that that's the patent that is expired," we can't say because like they could be talking about a whole array of patents. It might not just be the one patent.
A game probably has like hundreds of patents, right?
Yes, it has hundreds. The iPhone on its own has like 200 patents.
Yeah, right.
It's like a lot. It's not just one. It's a lot. Like a lot. Like this ain't this ain't simple.
No, it's not.
It's a very, very complicated case.
The other the first patent people think it is the computer readable recording medium storing character breeding control program. Is this the one where the horses can like breed and a new horse gets a new style? Is that
I
is that
don't
what
know.
this is? No, like okay, the features of Uma Musume, that they have breeding in that game, right?
Yes.
I think that. Oh well, that's what people think it is. The whole breeding for the new stats system.
Yeah.
If my understanding is correct, that's what people think it is. It being hold on. Some people are speculating Konami is suing for this. Okay, so there's a lot of other stuff. Let's see. So other people's Konami's Uma Musume lawsuit. I was wondering who was this is from a Japanese guy on Twitter. I was wondering who was infringing the patent, but could it be this? Okay, so it looks to be a diagram of cards being set up like a team.
Like okay, I wouldn't assume because all those pictures of different patents.
Event 1, Event 2, Event 3, Event 4.
Because like all those pictures of all those patents going out, it's like you can't say that that's the one because this is gonna have a lot of patents. Just because it's a patent infringement doesn't mean it's just one patent.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't trust the online yet. If you want to know more, you will have to wait for the court case to actually be discussed.
Like, would you say
There's nothing to discuss now.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be clear about it.
Here's a statement. I'm curious if you're okay. For perspective, this is a statement on Reddit. For perspective, this is like if Nintendo tried to sue MiHoYo because Genshin looks like Breath of the Wild.
I don't like that.
No, like
I don't like that kind of what's the word for it? Analogy, yeah, because it's a very different thing. Because like Nintendo can't patent the whole open world system.
you'd think they would have gotten sued
Right.
by somebody else.
They
case.
can't patent a system that's open world, and I think they did like try to.
I think the logic is like with
You can.
Breath of the Wild has the circle stamina. It has the way
yes,
you can
but
pick up
similarity, like, because those things technically fall under like fair use.
items.
So I think you've heard that term before, right?
Yes,
Like fair
for like
use. So like
copyright and stuff.
if because like, it's not exactly, you're not doing the same thing either, and you're not marketing to the same group technically. So
Mhm.
it's a very different thing, because this is patents going against ownership rather than patents going against similarity. So Nintendo, this isn't a way. That's not the right way to analogize, I guess, or provide an analogy, for that.
Whew, man. But yeah, like, I wait and see. I guess that's all we can say about this.
Yeah, don't start making assumptions, because like making assumptions in this kind of situation would be the worst thing you can do. Yeah.
And I don't know. This could be something. Will this affect the global release of the game? Do you think?
No,
No?
I don't think so. Besides, we don't even have a estimated time for a global release. We don't even have like teasers for he's gonna release it anytime soon. So yeah.
Whoo boy. Wait and see then. Who knows what this could lead to, if it leads to anything at all.
Yeah. We'll see.
But there are many questions, what is it in that game that people are I think the reason people are able to figure stuff out is because Uma Musume, while it is a gacha game, and I think there are features that are common in gacha games to the point where it's obvious it's not that. Like
Yeah.
gacha itself, obviously, like
you can't patent that.
live 2D or 3D, that's not new
That's
anymore.
not new. That's a fair use thing. You
Yeah,
can't
Blue
patent,
Archive does that too.
You
like-
can't patent live 3D or 2D 3D things. You can't.
autoplay as well, that's not a thing that you can just patent, because like many gacha games have autoplay. Honkai
Yeah.
Star Rail has
Star
autoplay.
Rail has autoplay. Arknights has autoplay. These aren't things you can
Man, we'll see what happens. I wonder if this will spread. Who knows if this might spread to another IP of theirs? I doubt it,
I
but
doubt it'll spread, but I'm sure it will.
but man, poor Cygames, they just can't catch a break, can they?
No, they can't.
Alright, there's a relatively short episode though.
Yeah.
It's 1 hour 3 minutes. It's a really short one.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
had a pretty good discussion. I mean,
With the limited information we have, I suppose.
yes, but like bottom line, just don't make assumptions about which patent is which, because this case could cover a lot of patents. Just because it's a patent infringement doesn't mean it's just one patent. It could be patents.
Yeah. Could be patents, could be the entire thing in itself,
You don't know.
But this odd like, games release, like suing each other, it's getting crazy now.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens. So I guess that's the end to a very short episode of Gacha Rock and Roll.
Yes, interesting discussion.
That was like the most news we had. There's really nothing else, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know, Summer Games Fest is coming up, but we don't know any. We could do like a speculation episode on that, like what's gonna show up in Summer Games Fest.
Maybe.
If Persona 3 gets announced again.
I somehow doubt that.
Yeah. And well, Tears of the Kingdom, it's doing well. Very well.
Yes. rated higher than...
Then Breath of the Wild was, right?
Well, not rated higher. It's same critical acclaim and probably a lot of people's Game of the Year.
Do you think it will be?
I think it will be Game of the Year for this year at least, because I don't think any game release comes close yet. I don't think any release can come close to this. Like this year, this has to be a Game of the Year game. Like no way it's not.
It's super far fetched. But just as a bit of a joke, but can you imagine if Honkai Star Rail gets nominated?
I mean, it might.
It's not that.
Like it could, cause like it's a game release, and the Game of the Year can be any kind of game.
Has a
any
mobile
title.
game ever been nominated for Game of the Year?
I don't know. I don't think so. But like it would be cool.
I
Like,
believe Mirror's Edge was
Mirror's
nominated.
Edge.
But
I
Mirror's
think,
Edge is
yes.
not a mobile
Not
game.
al-
There's a mobile
there is
version
a mobile
of it.
version, but then it's not always a mobile game. But like for Games of the
Oh,
Year,
you
like
can't
I
really
don't
say
think.
Honkai Star Rail is a mobile game because it's on PC
But
too.
who are they gonna nominate? Like they're gonna have to have some really big indie releases, because usually a lot
Like
of
there's the game about the cat.
Stray.
Yeah, didn't that
No,
get
Stray was a
nominated?
fantastic game. Like
Yeah,
for
but it's an indie
release,
game,
It's an
isn't
indie game, but it was a fantastic game. Yeah.
Well, you can bet Final Fantasy 16 is gonna be there.
Yeah. Like honestly.
Spider-Man 2? The
Maybe.
previous Spider-Man won. I think it won, if I'm not mistaken.
Game of the Year.
No, God of War won
God
that.
of War won.
It was there though. The
It was
first
there.
Spider-Man.
It was a nominee, but
well-deserving one too.
honestly, I don't think there's a way they can
Top it.
top Tears of the Kingdom, because like they've managed to get what was good about Breath of the Wild and put a new spin on it.
Yeah, they just made it bigger.
They
than
made
already
it bigger,
was.
and they made your methods for exploration so much more diverse.
Because you don't have
your
to do
powers,
it this way.
you're like the Zone 9 devices, Ultra Hand, Ascend, all those things. The underground areas, Zone 9 charges, the sky areas, all these combining weapons, beating familiar monsters, the music and stuff. Like, my favorite track from Tears of the Kingdom is the Colgera fight. It's a fantastic track. It matches so much on the aesthetic of the boss and what you're doing at the moment. It's great. I don't see how like
Isn't
any
that the issue you had with God of War? Ragnarok's
That's the
music?
thing, yeah. God of War Ragnarok, you can barely hear the music at all.
Well, because
I
you've got
barely
Kratos.
But you barely
all that.
feel the impact of any of the music in God of War Ragnarok, which is why I didn't like.
Dun, dun,
You only
dun,
hear it when
dun.
there's nothing going
Oh
on.
yeah, when there's nothing going
That's
on.
the thing I dislike. That's why I was so, like,
Why did
why did
it win?
Xenoblade not get at least best music?
Well, you can argue
'Cause, like,
Xenoblade. You can also
Xenoblade's-
barely hear the music over everyone talking over each other.
No. The music is
Hey,
very
the
important.
power of this,
No. The music is very important.
Well, for this one, I guess,
for this game, the music was fantastic. The remixes of old songs, repurposed. Like all of the songs and all of the like content is amazing. Like maybe it's not a Game of the Year. It was nominated,
Yeah.
but like it could have at least won best music, because like definitely the music is fantastic
Yeah.
for that. People are just biased against Nintendo, I guess, but
But we're certain.
God of
like-
War to win that is just disappointing for
Well,
me.
yeah.
I still have disappointment in that.
Well,
That's
Elden
just
Ring
because
won
it
Game
had
of the Year.
flaws.
at that
Elden
point.
Ring won Game of the Year. I'm happy for that. That Elden Ring was a fantastic game, very deserving. This year, I don't think anything can top Tears
Breath
of
of
the
the Wild?
Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom, yeah.
I don't think anything can top it. Like the new
Did
Spider-Man.
Breath of the Wild itself win its Game of the Year?
No, I don't know. I don't know if it did.
It might have. Hold on. Breath of the Wild. Game of the Year. I think it did. Was Breath of the Wild Game of the Year?
I don't know.
2017. Yes!
Oh, okay.
It did.
It was the 2017 Game of the Year. So
It was
yeah.
Breath of the Wild, yeah.
So like, Tears of the Kingdom is like Breath of the Wild in terms of quality and amplified to such more diverse and dramatic level. So much more interesting
okay.
stuff. Right?
Yes, a mobile game has been nominated for Game of the Year before.
Which one?
Okay. So this is a list of all the winners and the nominees. In 2014, Dragon Age, the very first Game Awards Game of the Year was Dragon Age Inquisition.
Yeah.
I played Dragon Age Inquisition,
Yes.
but I don't agree.
I don't know.
I think Shadow of Mordor was better. And not only that, Dark Souls 2.
Well,
was
Dark
there.
Souls 2. I'm surprised Dark Souls 2 didn't. Well, I didn't really like Dark Souls 2.
Bayonetta 2. Hearthstone. Hearthstone
so
was
it was
nominated in 2014
Okay.
as Game of the Year. It
Okay.
didn't win.
So mobile games can be nominated.
It's very difficult.
So
Like,
Star Rail
well,
can
okay.
be nominated.
But was Genshin nominated before? If no, then we'll see. They could try.
Genshin was mobile game of the year,
Yeah.
but not game of the year.
Yeah, Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact.
See. 2015 was Witcher 3
Yeah, Witcher was great.
alongside Bloodborne, Fallout 4,
Bloodborne,
Metal
yes.
Gear Solid 5 and Super
Phantom
Mario
Pain.
Maker. What's that?
Super Mario Maker.
Which one is this?
The revolutionary Mario game. You know,
That's
make
not-
your own levels and
Oh,
stuff.
that. I thought that was Odyssey.
No. Odyssey is the whole
New York.
New York stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
2016 was Overwatch. That was like, what? Listen,
We
I
had
can't
a really
believe that sentence came out of my mouth.
We had a really low
Overwatch
bar.
was
In 2016, we had a really low bar.
Titanfall, Doom.
Doom 2016.
Doom was better than that.
Doom Eternal is also is much more fantastic.
Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Okay, 2017 Breath of the Wild.
So
Nominated was Persona 5,
yeah,
Odyssey, Mario Odyssey,
Yeah.
Players on PUBG.
PUBG. Like we had
Horizon
we
Zero.
had some big hitters during that year, but Breath of the Wild was just too
I
revolutionary.
remember this. Persona 5 was super like the
Push.
JRPG fans pushed for it.
Yeah, but like Breath of the Wild was just so revolutionary to Zelda as a franchise.
I think in general, Zelda is not
and to all
impactful.
games actually in general.
Yeah.
To create such an open world and sequence breaking game. Because like
Would you say Breath of the Wild is the biggest open world ever?
no,
Really? Like, is Hyrule... Because Hyrule's big.
it's big, but it has its limits.
Yeah, like, okay.
You know,
Like,
like
they say Final Fantasy 15 is an open world, but most of the time you're in a car.
in a car and you're not gonna run all the way
to,
across. I mean, you can, but
You
like,
can, but
why?
you're crazy to do that. Of course, Death Stranding, there's that.
That's
but like,
Stranding, yeah. But like, if anything, biggest open world is probably No Man's Sky. Because like the world is
that's like, it's a
infinite.
universe, right?
That thing is infinite. It just randomly generates stuff.
Yeah.
So like technically that's the biggest.
Kudos to
open
them
world.
that they fixed that.
They did actually. They really bounced back after the whole No Man's Sky is so bad. You know, when it came out, like it
Yeah.
was really bad, and then they bounced back.
They fixed it.
They
yeah.
fixed all the problems, and they made it actually a pretty
Yeah.
decent.
Same
game.
with Cyberpunk, right? I heard they fixed a lot of Cyberpunk.
They
now.
fixed a lot of the
And now it's
Cyberpunk
really
stuff.
fun.
Yeah, it's much more fun now from what I hear.
So 2015 was the first God of War.
Yeah,
Followed with nominated beside it was Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah, Red Dead.
That's
okay.
I'm surprised.
Red Dead
actually.
is really good. It was very good.
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
Wasn't that like
It I'm not sure if that's when it
I think it's
released.
big I think
but-
from what you say, it's like how you say like it's for Monster Hunter fans.
It's for Monster Hunter fans, yes.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
That didn't win. I
Like,
thought it did.
that's why I think like I don't think Spider-Man 2 is gonna have it's gonna be nominated, but it's not gonna have a chance to win.
against
It's like
Breath of the
there's so
Wild.
little that they can innovate on that game. There's so little. All they're gonna change is the story. Like, what else are you gonna give him? You can give him extra gadgets, but at the end of the day, he's just still Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, yeah, and there's another one.
Yeah, that's it. And like, but you look at Tears of the Kingdom, you basically revamped
There's-
an entire
they basically
aspect
added two more
of the
Hyrules.
game. You added 2 more Hyrules and essentially an entire aspect of the game. So like, your ways to apply yourself in the world, no more runes. It's the arm powers now. It's like recall, Ultra Hand, like those stuff are much more. They're just so much different from the other powers that you used to have with the Sheikah Slate in the past. So now, we have such different impact on things. They managed to innovate on something that was, that they kept everything that was good and they managed to innovate on it. That's the great part about Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh.
Spider-Man can't really get there, I think.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 16 maybe has a chance based on like how people have been seeing like the trailers and stuff, and some of the gameplay demos are very interesting. But like when I look at
It feels like a DMC game.
it does
Because it's
Well,
made by the
it's made by the
combat
DMC
director, yeah.
combat director, right?
There's very little of it that's still Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and then when I looked at some of the gameplay, people are praising it a lot for like the graphics and stuff. But when I look at it, it's like a climb. Some of it was like a, have you seen the gameplay
Yes,
demo
I
of
have,
like
yeah.
the Ifrit running on the
Yeah,
Body,
yeah,
like-
yeah, I've seen that.
If you take a step back from what's going on, technically he's just doing a climbing puzzle.
It's
You
very
just-
Kingdom
You
Hearts.
just jump over duck, side,
Yeah.
jump, duck. Like, it's not exactly fantastic.
You know what it is,
Essentially,
like-
it's just that.
You know what it is, like, as a person, as somebody who's played all three of the, the trifecta of Square Enix games,
Mhm.
it's kind of turning into Kingdom Hearts in terms of game. It's leaning more there, open running and just slashing. It's like
Yeah.
very Kingdom Hearts-esque. Kingdom Hearts has its own style of gaming.
Yeah.
but-
I mean, like, I guess the game has its own magic, but like, I don't
Yeah.
feel like, 16 will have good reception, yes, but like, I don't feel like it's gonna really get critical acclaim like they hope it will.
Yeah. Okay, here's the thing. So 2019's winner was Sekiro.
Yes, shadows die a lot of times.
Yeah. Smash Ultimate did not even get nominated that year. The nominees were Resident Evil 2, Death Stranding, Control, and The Outer Worlds. I don't even know what the other two are. The Outer
indie
Worlds.
titles, I think. Yeah.
Resident Evil 2, Death Stranding, there was no way. Like, I like Hideo Kojima, but there was no way.
It's like my feeling with Xenoblade. You're happy that a game from like your obscure fan base
that's
got
fair,
nominated anyway. So
No, but like, it's easy to understand. 2020, the year Last of Us won too many awards.
way too many awards and way too overrated.
Yeah, in
Like-
a year in which the nominees were Hades, Doom Eternal, Ghost of Tsushima,
7
remake, and Animal
Like,
Crossing.
no freaking way that Last of Us beat all of those games. Like,
Pretty
I
sure
don't-
Hades alone is already like
Hades should have won that. I
Ghost
really,
of Tsushima.
or Ghost of Tsushima. Like, Ghost of Tsushima or Hades should have won.
Yeah,
that.
like
I
Final
don't-
Fantasy 7 is
It was good, but like it didn't.
No, you know what it is? It's because it's only one half.
Yeah.
If
But,
it was like if you released
last-
the entire Final Fantasy
I think
7,
everyone was like really disappointed in the Game Awards like team
2020, yeah.
during that year because like
Jeff, what were you thinking?
What were you thinking? That was way too many awards for one game. Like
Yeah.
they did not deserve. Okay, accessibility, sure. Soundtrack, I don't think so. Like you had a lot of other games that would do
Soundtrack, I'm sorry,
Hey-
against Final Fantasy 7?
Exactly, and like Hades had a banger soundtrack. So did Ghost of Tsushima. So
Even Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Animal Crossing is like the 1-2 track, so I guess that makes sense why it didn't win. But like
Doom.
for last Doom's is always the rock and roll metal tracks, but for Last of Us to win that many awards, I still don't believe it. There was some kind of bias that went on, and like for Last of Us to win Game of the Year 2, that like no, come on.
Let's see. 2021 was the It Takes Two.
I really like that one. I really like that the indie title one. I'm not sure if I think it Takes Two is indie.
It
But
is, yeah.
it is. I really appreciated them winning that because it sends a very nice message.
Indie games can win, basically.
No, aside from that, the game itself had a very nice message about love and compassion.
Alright.
Right. So
And the nominees were RE Village, Metroid Dread, Deathloop, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Psychonauts. Ratchet and Clank didn't,
what?
Well, I guess Ratchet and Clank is very
Clank,
obscure.
it hasn't had like a title in a very long time.
Okay.
But
Where was Sonic? Didn't that Sonic?
Sonic Frontiers?
Yeah, where was that?
Didn't that just come out like earlier
Years
this
ago.
year? Last year?
Last
I think
year.
like last year. So Elden Ring.
Then we get to the most recent one, which is Elden Ring.
last
With God of War winning most of the other
XE3.
things. You had XE, A Plague Tale, Horizon Forbidden West, and Stray.
Yeah. I'm just glad that Xenoblade had a nomination there.
So far, it seems like the only time a mobile game was ever nominated was in 2014 with Hearthstone, and does PUBG count?
Yeah.
2017.
Yeah. But mobile games can be nominated, which is fine.
But the thing is, they have their own.
But no way Tears of the Kingdom does not win this year in terms of gameplay. Cause like,
but
like,
I'm just very curious. Like, if Star Rail gets nominated, like, what happens?
I'm gonna laugh. Like,
Can you imagine if they did that?
Because like, you know what's gonna happen?
I don't think it can. I don't think it could be Game of the Year.
Yes,
Honkai
but like
Star
it
Rail.
can be nominated. You don't know. It could
No,
be.
like I don't think people. Because like the
'cause
Western audience doesn't value.
No,
the
but that's the
purpose of
thing.
mobile games.
But that's the thing. It's not just a mobile game.
We're not
play it
trying
on
to like
PC.
crap on you guys if you're a Western.
Yeah, but like
listener.
mobile games aren't as big there in the US, right? But Star Rail approaches it from a from an angle where you don't.
Isn't it
need,
available on consoles too?
It's on.
So it doesn't count
It's
as
on-
that doesn't even count as a
funny
mobile
thing,
game.
I think it's
right?
on Xbox but not on PS4.
Yeah, it's like Genshin is on the PS4.
Yeah, but
that
you know,
doesn't count
the
as a-
PS4 release of Star Rail is coming soon. But it's on PC and stuff. And the interesting thing is that even streamers who don't play like this kind of game
Play it.
enjoy Star Rail. Right?
Asmongold.
Asmongold enjoys Star Rail. And
He doesn't.
I got really surprised.
That he plays it.
Like a lot of people.
Does he still play it?
I think so. But like a lot of streamers surprisingly play Star Rail. So like if it
Well, okay,
I
you know what
wouldn't
it
be
is. Like,
surprised
are
if
those
it did
streamers
get
still playing Star Rail, or are they
think
are they
yes,
playing
yeah.
Zelda now?
I think obviously everyone's playing Tears of the Kingdom now, but nobody's watching because we're still at the point where nobody wants spoilers.
It's a Zelda game.
Yes, but nobody wants to
Ganon
see what
shows up,
yes, but nobody
Link
wants to
wins
see
the
how
end.
we get there.
Okay,
You know,
yeah.
Like nobody wants to see like all the shrines and the puzzles and like that. Sometimes people want to get it from blind. Sometimes that's the best way up to approach a Zelda game like that.
Actually, yeah, that's true.
Honestly,
Like,
I
Zelda
think
game.
I would have enjoyed playing Tears of the Kingdom more than
Breath
Breath of the Wild because like I wouldn't have as
still
bad as
can.
I wouldn't have as bad collector's anxiety because all the weapons you just make from random crap you find on the floor.
But then you have to make every possible weapon now.
No, I don't.
You do.
My favorite weapon that I've seen is stick with rock on it.
Really?
Yeah, because it's so versatile. It's a decent melee weapon. It breaks rocks and it's good against a Talos.
Oh, that's true, isn't it?
Yeah,
You can throw it too.
exactly. So like, and what are the better stuff you can pick up? Sturdier stick, and then you connect it to like a construct part, and it's like, oh, big damage.
Yeah, there are people
Cool.
that made cars and motorcycles.
See, like
and
that
airship. I saw somebody make an airship already.
Yes,
That was
and
a
then,
weird one.
and small spoiler for Tears of the Kingdom. Okay, I gave you time to go away, but there is a system they added called auto build.
Really?
Yes, so when you create stuff with your Ultra Hand,
There's
it will
there's
save in your auto build power, and you can use Zonai charges to auto build a device, like a
Oh,
construct.
but you have
that
to make
made.
it the first time.
You make it the first time on your own,
Oh,
obviously. But
okay,
eventually,
okay.
and then they give you also schematics.
Oh, thank God.
So if you don't want to spend time building your own things,
Ah.
if you go to the underground, there are some drones. They'll give you a schematic, and you can auto build based on a schematic.
Oh, thank God.
So you can make a plane. They have a hovercraft.
I
They
don't
have
have the brain
cars,
for
like-
sandbox games, so that's very
Like it's
assuring.
very cool, right? And and there are so many unique ways to take on the shrines and stuff. Like you just attach a rocket to your shield and fly to the end of the shrine.
Yeah.
Like solved, yes, the intended way, but like still.
How do you know it wasn't the attended?
That's why I think
intended way?
Tears of the Kingdom definitely deserves that spot as Game of the Year. Because what is gonna match that this year? I don't think anything can.
Nothing.
Nothing. No way anything can be matched by Tears of the Kingdom. Or no way anything can match Tears of the Kingdom in terms of just raw gameplay quality and like everything they did. Like they managed to revamp Breath of the Wild in such a wonderful way. Like 16 is gonna be cool, but like no way it's gonna be Tears of the Kingdom.
I'm
Definitely
not even that impressed with 16, if I'm being honest.
Exactly, right? Like that's what I said. Like if you take a step back and look at the Ifrit running far apart, that's cool aesthetics, but at the end of the day, you're just moving a character from side to side and jumping and ducking.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
or like it feels like that one level in Odyssey where you're playing as Bowser and you're running upwards, breaking stuff, dodging stuff. Like it's not exactly super cool. Cause like I'm sure it can get nominated, but no way is it gonna win. If it wins, we know that Game Award is biased.
If Final Fantasy wins,
Yeah, we know they're biased to someone.
well, 7 was nominated, it didn't win.
Yeah, but still,
And
like,
that was their
but
like,
I cannot believe it if Tears of the Kingdom does not win this year unless some other game comes out that's extremely
we don't
powerful.
know what their plans are. Like, okay.
Because like I don't think there's no estimated game releases this year that
Okay.
actually sends a message aside from Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I mean
Like-
that's fair. Okay, maybe Final Fantasy 6. I'm sure it's almost inevitable it'll be nominated.
Yeah, it will be nominated.
Spider-Man 2 maybe.
No way that's Game of the Year quality. There's so little to like innovate on that. it will be nominated, but not Game of the Year. Definitely.
I'm morbidly if Honkai Star Rail gets nominated.
I think it's
Could
a genuine possibility. When
Honkai
the next
Star Rail gets nominated.
when the next update comes out, if we're gonna continue the publicity of Star Rail, and when the next update comes out, like Luocha and Silver Wolf, I'm gonna be like, this can be actually nominated. Yeah.
Really?
Because right now it's so much more than just a mobile game for some people.
Yeah.
Because like people enjoy the gameplay in general.
The turn-based.
Right? The turn-based
Well,
quality.
you know,
and
there are people who don't like turn-based games, so you know.
Yes, but then like still the way they presented it to everyone is like in such a unique and different way that like cool beans, you know, like everyone can enjoy it.
Yeah.
You don't need to play a previous game, and you don't need to necessarily be good at it because it's easy to pick up. So
I will say it's probably mobile game of the year. Like I'm certain.
mobile game of the year, yes. Like no way, it doesn't win mobile game of
There's
the year.
no, like
hell no, it doesn't win mobile game.
I
of the
don't
year.
think even
like,
Wuthering Waves can defeat.
Wuthering
Star
Waves
Rail.
isn't even set to release this year. We don't even know.
Yeah, but okay, unless Fate Grand Order does something huge, then I doubt it.
I don't know, Lost World 6.
Can you imagine if like Fate Grand Order released a
The fact, okay, if they were just to get nominated, we would be surprised.
Star Rail?
No, just FGO. If it were
That's
to
not
get
possible.
nominated,
It would have been
it's
nominated
not
years
possible,
ago.
right?
when
Like,
it
there's
came
no
out.
way it's
not
possible. That
like-
would just be surprising if it did.
it would have been nominated years ago if that was the case.
Yeah, but like, Star Rail.
Star Rail.
Very
This is
interesting.
yeah. Woo!
That's all I got.
I like that we had that discussion,
Yeah.
and there's already people saying like, will Honkai Star Rail win Game of the Year at the Game Awards?
Because it's a possibility. It's actually a genuine possibility.
Will
this
Honkai
year,
Star
'cause-
Rail win the best role-playing game?
I don't know.
Okay. No, you know what? There's one game that every one of my friends told me this could be Game of the Year. Hi-Fi Rush?
Hi-Fi Rush.
What is that?
A lot of people like Hi-Fi Rush.
What is Hi-Fi
I think
Rush? I
it's-
don't even... Oh,
I think it's a platformer.
we almost forgot.
What?
Hogwarts.
Oh yeah.
That's going in there. Hogwarts Legacy. That's going
Hogwarts
in
is
there.
probably gonna be like, despite all the controversy, it's probably gonna be nominated as a Game of the Year.
It's not gonna win.
It's not gonna win.
No,
will-
you know what it is. They're gonna make sure it doesn't win so the woke people don't go crazy.
Yeah, but they're gonna go crazy anyway, even if it gets nominated.
Yeah, but okay.
Right.
But yeah,
as long as it's mentioned somewhere, they're gonna go crazy.
But what is
about it.
Hi-Fi Rush? Like,
I think it's some.
why
kind
is
of,
everyone saying this game is like
I think it's some kind of speed platformer or something like that.
like
A
what?
lot of
Like
people-
Mirror's Edge?
I don't know, but like I haven't looked into it. I was never interested in the aesthetic that they have. I'm not a big fan
Yeah.
of the whole like colorful stuff.
Oh, Diablo 4. There's no way.
Hell,
There's no
no
way in hell that game is getting nominated.
Yeah, funny. Hell.
You would take Spider-Man.
I'd rather take
over that.
Spider-Man over that. Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, Hi-Fi Rush. Apparently, a lot of people love it, but is it really Tears of the Kingdom? No, it's not. I don't think it has the Tears of the Kingdom.
Are you sure you don't want to play the game yourself?
No, I don't want to, because that's a lot of time commitment, and I don't.
You never even finished
I'm
Breath of the Wild, did you?
No, I didn't. Like I really didn't. Like I don't want to lose my weapons. I can't play with that. And like
Why don't you just like leave some in your house?
I got
and
the
get
Master
other
Sword.
copies, right?
Like I got the Master Swords precisely so I don't need to use weapons. And I figured out it doesn't. It has a power charge that it runs out of power. And I was like,
Well, if you just bought the
don't
DLC,
want-
that would fix it. Like
you think I can do Trial of the Sword? Heck no! I'm gonna die. I can't do Trial of the Sword. No
Okay.
way I'll be strong enough to do that. But to be honest, like I'm not being biased towards Tears of the Kingdom. I just don't see.
There's nothing else
There's
really.
no
like,
way something could top that right now. Like seriously, I mean, Hi-Fi Rush. A lot of people enjoyed the game, but it didn't get the like critical acclaim to such a large community of players from all over, like all streamers of all kinds playing Tears of the Kingdom. Right? Not everyone played Hi-Fi Rush though. It can be nominated, but I don't think
That'll
it will
probably be more
Tears of the
indie
Kingdom.
or something.
Yeah, I don't think it will be Tears of the Kingdom.
Alright, let me see.
That's it.
Okay, now we can end.
Now we can end. Thank you.
Oh
all.
no, one last thing.
What?
Okay, no, just minor. Congratulations to Grant Gustin and the rest of the Flash crew for 10 seasons of the Flash.
It kind of stagnated a bit towards the end, but
If you need to replace Ezra Miller, he's right there.
He's right there. If you need a good Flash actor,
Grant Gustin.
If you're rebooting the entire DC universe,
He's right there, guys.
get him. Please. If there's any DC property show that you or like non-comic related stuff that you did correctly in the past years, it was the
cast.
The
CW
casting
shows.
of CW shows. They were very well cast, and like their stories were more interesting.
Yeah.
Like, for God's sakes, you had to do the Snyder Cut just to make people like Justice League.
Yeah.
Right?
If you released that originally, then that would have
People would like that so much more. But then like what? Now you just reset the entire DCU,
again.
and then you're gonna end your CW stuff also. So
On top of this whole Ezra Miller thing.
on top of this, so like you're gonna have to recast the Flash, reset everything, and like do something.
Yep.
And now we're done.
Now we're done. Bye, folks.
Goodbye.